From Jeffco Stadium, it's the Arvada West Wildcats against the Chatfield Chargers. And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Jeffco Stadium. I'm John Knopf along with Mark Stout. What a day for football here at the stadium. Weather couldn't be better as we've got two teams beginning their conference season. Two teams coming in at 2-1, but two teams, Mark, with some questions, especially on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, John, that's because of some injuries that have nicked up each team. In particular, Dave Logan's A West Wildcats missing pretty much everything. Mike Duran, who broke his collarbone in Game 2 of the season and came out of that game early. And the offense, when you lose a guy that is that important to the offense, obviously you're going to sputter a little bit until you can kind of pick it up. And same thing goes with Chatfield. But you said it, this is the first day of fall, believe it or not. And it seems like it's a midsummer day. It's going to be mid-80s and a good day for a football game here at Jeffco Stadium.
Well, the Arvada West Wildcats, they did sputter offensively last week, and they were fortunate to come away with a win against Wheat Ridge, but thanks to Matt Sims, he returned to kickoff late in the game, a 95-yard run back to give the Wildcats the win. But they were fortunate to get away with that victory, and the same thing can be said for Chatfield. They beat Eagle Crest 18-15 last week, but they had to rely on a long run by their running back, Chad Antonio, to come away with a win there. So Arvada West maybe not as strong as they've been in the last couple of years, but Dave Logan always does a great job getting this team ready. And Keith Mead for Chatfield doing the same thing with his Chargers, trying to get them on track.
We know that these teams will be up for this game this afternoon. As this is a rivalry that goes back a number of years as we get ready for the anthem here at Jefferson County Stadium.
Well, the Chatfield High School Marching Band with the national anthem, as you see Arvada West getting ready to come out onto the field. We talked about both teams' struggles on offense in the last couple of weeks, Mark. I think as we go into the game, what we've really got to watch out for is turnovers and who's going to win the battle of turnovers today.
That's that ratio, that giveaway takeaway ratio is always key in every football game. And you talk to Dave Logan, I think he thinks his team last week did almost everything they could to lose that game, but ended up winning it with that, as you said, with Mr. Sims with that run back. And they did well to just come out with a 1-point win, 14-13. And they've been led by their defense too. You look at the linebacking core with Ryan Palmer and John Flora, and those two guys are in the top 10 in tackles in 5A football here in Colorado. Ryan Palmer, in fact, second in the state with 60 already, and John Flora is ranked 9th with about half that amount with 32. And they lead the defense. They're the leaders on defense, and if you have to win with defense because your offense is down because of some injuries, that's what you do.
Well, Ryan Palmer, an all-state performer last season, and he's all everything in Colorado. A lot of the big-time colleges are after him. I'm sure we'll be calling his name a lot today.
He's the guy, as I said, that's right in the middle of the linebacking core. He's the middle linebacker, and as you said, maybe the state's best this year.
Well, we talked about turnovers, but also special teams. And in high school football, it means so much. It's really difficult to put a lot of practice time into the special teams. It's not like a college or a professional football team. So special teams are often the key to the game, as it was last week against Wheat Ridge. We'll see how those special teams play out today as Chatfield gets ready to kick it off to Arvada West.
And A West will have Mike Orr on the left side and Matt Sims on the right. You said it, John. Matt Sims already has a kick return for 6, and I mean, you can get yourself off to a great start and get some momentum right off the initial kickoff.
Jay Nolly is the Chatfield kicker. He'll get set to tee it up for the Chargers. Nolly, one of the stronger kickers in the Jeffco League. One of the leading punters in the state, so he's got a very strong leg.
Big kid too, 6'4" and 180. You don't usually see that kind of size out of kickers, even in the pro ranks.
Orr and Sims will stand on their own 10-yard line, and here's the kick by Nolly. A line drive kick that goes over the head and through the end zone, and Arvada West will take over at the 20-yard line.
Sims didn't even have a chance on that one. That was like a guided laser.
We'll set the offense for you. First of all, for Arvada West, David Wyatt is your quarterback, 6 foot, 170-pound senior. Your running backs are Zach Huey, 5'10", 200-pound senior, and Mike Orr, 5'11", 190-pound senior. He's a transfer from Fort Collins. Your receivers are Josh Ranson, 5'10", 165-pound junior, and Caleb Atchison, 6 foot, 170-pound senior.
And A West goes with their wideouts split on the left side. And Ranson comes in motion.
Long count, and they'll go straight ahead to start things off. Or getting eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Looked like David Deacon in on the play for the Chargers.
I think the linebacker, Jeff Augustin, ended up showing up in there. And he's the leader on the defense for Chatfield. Making plays, making a play right off the bat.
Offensive line for Arvada West. Your tight end is Brian Johnson, 6 foot, 200-pound senior. Ryan Palmer, Joe Shepard, Kip Rule, and he's going to be substituted to start the game, along with Nick Aiden and Josh Jones are your offensive linemen. Second down for Arvada West. And we've got movement, and it's going to be offside against Chatfield. It's going to be Joe Shepard that will be the starting center, so they're making a couple adjustments on the offensive line for Arvada West today.
Yeah, Shepard in for Rule today. And that's been a concern for Dave Logan, just the exchange at center, and particularly when Wyatt will be in the shotgun, and he'll also be the long snapper, but he draws a penalty here, which just shortens this second down.
Give it to Orr. Orr off the right side, breaks a couple tackles. He's got first down yardage all the way to the 35.
Yeah, Orr running hard behind his tight ends and behind Zach Huey, the fullback, who's going to be trying to blow open holes here all afternoon for A West.
Gain of 10 for Orr. Let's set the Chatfield defense for you. They play a 4-3 with David Harkness, Nick Armbrust, Jason Linham, and Jacob Wilson as your defensive linemen. Your linebackers are David Deacon, Jeff Augustin, and Jeremy Wineland. First down play for the Wildcats from the 35. I formation. This time they give straight ahead to the fullback, Huey. Huey's got some room, and he's good for about 9 yards, almost a lot more if he could have broken that last tackle.
Captain Chad Antonio was almost the last stand for Chatfield with a nice shoulder tackle of Zach Huey, who kind of went off the left side of the line. And it looks already like Arvada West is going to be able to open up some holes.
Starting out with straight ahead power football. Quickly, the defensive backs for Chatfield are Brian Wallace, Chad Antonio, Andrew Sterling, and Chris Jones. And there's a fumble in the backfield, and Wyatt gets right back on it. But right there, talk about the exchange. The exchange looked fine, but Wyatt just lost hold of it.
Wyatt just kind of got butterfingers when he was about to try to hand that football off for yet another running play from A West. They lose about 5 on that.
So it'll be 3rd down and 5. And let's see if Wyatt comes out throwing for the first time today. Split backs behind Wyatt. Draw play. It's Orr. Orr straight ahead. He's got a first down, and he's going to get taken down after a gain of 7. Once again, Jeff Augustin was there to make the hit for Chatfield, but not before. Arvada West keeps the chains moving.
Yeah, you wondered if A West was going to want to throw the ball much here. If they can establish this ground game, 1 or 2 passes ought to open things up. And I'll tell you, Mike Orr did a little dance there just to get enough yardage and get it past the marker and get another 4 downs for the Wildcats.
Through 3 games, Orr has 190 yards on the ground. Offset I, Wyatt, play action pass. Now he's going to be rolled over Good rush by Jeremy Wineland.
It looked like maybe Wyatt wanted to set up the screen on that play, and Chatfield just was right by the O-line of A West. And either the O-lineman released too early, or it was also good coverage, and Wyatt didn't have anywhere to throw it. She didn't make a mistake by throwing a pick there and just ended up eating it and taking a big loss.
So second down and about 22 for Arvada West.
They might run a draw here just to get some yardage back.
Two receivers out to the left. And they do run straight ahead with Orr, and Orr isn't going to get much. And it's going to be third down and long. David Deacon on the hit for Chatfield.
Well, we thought defense would dictate the tone of this game. It already has. You got a third down in about 20 or so.
And you talk about young players and putting them in situations where you want to throw the football and where you're comfortable throwing the football. Well, this isn't exactly it for Arvada West right now. You don't want to get the third and long when you're going to get a heavy rush and when you're going to get the defensive backs playing way off.
Wyatt in the shotgun here with the four wideouts, two on each side.
Four receivers into the game on this third down. Wyatt with plenty of time. He's going to go deep, and he's going down the sideline. It's going to be almost intercepted. Chris Jones defending on the play for Chatfield.
A little bit of deep coverage by the Chargers, and that was almost a dangerous pass. Wyatt looked Josh Ranson's way the entire route. Ranson kind of came off on a little curl. You know, you got to get the 20 yards because you got to get to the first down marker, so he aired it out.
Arvada West will kick the ball away. Some trouble on the snap, and there's the kick. It's a short kick that's going to bounce at the 35 and be downed right at the 35-yard line. So that's where Chatfield will take over. Good defense by the Chargers. We've got 7:22 left in the first quarter. No score.
The Chargers last year, 4-6, and only one win in league play, but off to a 2-1 start here early on. And looking like a team that has a little motivation in this game. They played well in that first series.
Starting offense for Chatfield, Ryan Bucher is the quarterback, along with Brian Wallace and Andrew Sterling in the backfield. Jeff Augustin is the big fullback that will line up right behind Bucher. Tony Grossfield and Jacob Wilson are your ends. And they play that wing formation. There's a fumble that's going to be recovered. Arvada West comes up with the ball. Luke Vinola coming in from the safety position gets the first turnover of the game for Arvada West.
Really seemed like Brian Wallace had that football and it just kind of popped out. And we talked about it, turnovers are the key. Look at this field position now for the Wildcats.
Let's see if Dave Logan goes for the kill immediately. Let's see if he goes deep into the end zone or if they keep trying to go with the running game, which they established a little bit during the first drive.
I would guess that he'd try to pound this in the middle and see if he can wear out the Chargers and get some yards here and get another first down, get yourself forward, and then look for the end zone.
First down from the 27, I formation. It is Orr, straight ahead. Or trying to spin for some yardage. He's got maybe two.
Jeff Augustin is playing well already in the backfield, making some plays. Kid's active. You can see he's taking the calls from the sideline. He's the captain of the defense for Chatfield.
This has got to be pretty demoralizing for Chatfield to run just one offensive play and give the ball right to Arvada West. If the defense can come up with a big stand here, that'll shift the emotion back a little bit.
Sure, that's not how Keith Mead scripted it out.
No. The pitch to Orr. Orr running to the left side, gets a good block, and he's over the 20. Orr's got first down yardage all the way down to the 14-yard line. Nice blocking right there. It looked like it was Josh Jones out making the big block for Arvada West.
Yeah, Jones, one of the big old linemen. The tackle on that side got out and just kind of sealed off the outside, and Orr was able to pick up just about 10 on that run.
First and 10, Arvada West, the ball at the 15.
Atchison, one receiver to the left. I formation behind Wyatt. Orr running straight ahead, and he moves the pile about 5 yards.
Taken down by Joe Nida. the 6'2", 225 D lineman.
Jones.
And I'm going to guess that Dave Logan's just going to keep the football on the ground and see if he can wear out Chatfield, use some clock, and get some points on the board that way.
Well, early on, it's been the Mike Orr show for Arvada West. 6 carries for 34 yards.
And watching Josh Jones block on that left side, the left tackle, you think they might want to run that end around again.
Second down and call it 6. This time they run a counter to the right side, and Orr puts his head down and gets about 4 yards. Augustin was there for the hit once again for Chatfield.
Yeah, he and David Harkness kind of combined on that tackle.
Well, Jeff Augustin was touted by Keith Mead, the Chatfield coach, as his strongest defensive player, and so far we've seen exactly that. It's going to be 3rd down and a short 2.
And A West can get a first down here without getting it into the end zone.
Offset I behind Wyatt. Movement in the backfield. And it looks like it's going to be an illegal motion penalty. It looked like there was just a little flinch by Orr. And it is a legal procedure.
You saw it up here, John, and so did Brian Wallace, who's one of the DBs for Chatfield. He actually pointed as soon as he saw the head movement from Mike Orr.
We always want to give those officials a hand. You know, they need a little help out there. And
they can't see everything. They don't have eyes behind their head. If you can help them out, you do.
So now 3rd and 7. And they pitch the ball to Orr. Orr running right. Has it strung out just a bit, but he's going to get inside the 5-yard line, and it'll be a first down for Arvada West.
Number 3, Orr.
I think they might have to measure here to see if they actually got this first down. Zach Huey came out, the fullback, and tried to blow his guy off the ball and just got a piece of him. And Orr might have gotten tackled right here at the 4, but got enough to get the first down. So now they've got 4 downs here and only 4 yards until the end zone.
We've got 4:35 left in the first quarter. Arvada is taking the ball from the Chatfield 27-yard line.
And this all started because Brian Wallace fumbled the first play from scrimmage for Chatfield.
Counter play Orr. And Orr is going to be stuck right at the line of scrimmage.
Hey, West went to the short side of the field, and things got bunched up. Maybe Orr picked up a yard.
Second down and goal at the 3.
Josh Ranson checking into the game for Arvada West. Well, so far the Wildcats really haven't opened up the playbook. They haven't found a need to do that yet. They've been able to move the ball with straight power football. This time they'll throw into the end zone. It's incomplete. It was intended for Ranson.
It's a pretty good play by Chad Antonio.
Last 5.
Ranson just ran that quick slant right over the middle. It's almost a timing pattern, bang, bang, and Antonio was there and got a hand in and made a good play. He's going to force a 3rd down. Ranson brought that play in, John, and you thought that maybe that was a chance on 2nd down for A West to throw the ball. You'd wonder if this isn't 4-down territory since they are so close to the goal line. And the running attack has gotten them this far here in the first quarter.
Atchison and Ranson to the left. Sims to the right. This is a draw play, straight ahead running, and
it's
going to be short of the goal line. Brandon Kyle,
22, Kyle
on the draw play got just shy of the goal line, and it looks like the offense is going to stay in.
4th down and goal.
A West is going to take a timeout here already and talk things over because you've got a 4th and goal from what looks to be about the half-yard line. And in a moment, you'll see Dave Logan come out and chat things over with his Wildcats.
Well, I think it's a good idea to go for it right here, Mark. Early in the game, you've really got nothing to lose against a team that really hasn't been great on offense so far this season. And once again, in high school, special teams are a little more of a question mark, especially when you've got a freshman kicker like Arvada West does this year.
And if the Wildcats can't punch it in here, like you said, it'll be poor field position. And they'll just ask Ryan Palmer and that defense to kind of shut down Chatfield and see if they can get the ball back in relatively good field position again. Again, the Chargers' offense, which is a form of the option, hasn't really clicked yet this year. And we can look right back to their first play from scrimmage, a fumble that was recovered in this game by A West by Luke Vinola. And here we see if the Wildcats can get on the board first.
But boy, what a momentum boost it would be for Chatfield if they can hold right here.
See if they run left here, because they send that wide out way to the left, and there is some room on that left side if they want to go behind the tag. No, they go up the middle.
Kyle in as the tailback. He gets across the goal line, touchdown Arvada West.
And taken by number 34.
Kind of call the John Power football, smash mouth, just right up the middle. Ask your O-lineman to do the work, do the dirty work, and tote that ball over the line. And it's 6-0 A West.
Somewhat surprising that Brandon Kyle was in to run the last couple plays for Arvada West. Wonder if there's something wrong with Mike Orr. Taylor Palom, the kicker. Check that. The kick is up and it's good. And that was Thomas Valenta doing the kicking chores for the Wildcats today. But he makes the score 7-0 with 3:12 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, Valenta is the junior. You mentioned Taylor Palom. He's the freshman kicker on the roster. And also Kristen Cameron, the junior, another one of the backup kickers for A West. So the Wildcats on the board with 3:12 remaining here in the first quarter.
Well, you really didn't get much of a chance to see this Chatfield offense. Like you blinked your eyes, and all of a sudden Arvada West was back on the field with the football.
And we'll see who does the kickoff duties here.
Matt McLean, Brian Wallace, and Chris Jones are back deep for Chatfield.
Looks like one of the D linemen going to kick off. Always important to get it in the end zone if you can.
Jace Fletcher will kick off for Arvada West. Good running to get to the 20-yard line. On the return, it was Matt McLean.
It's a flag on the play.
Penalty marker down.
McLean just got stuffed by some good coverage on that kickoff team by A West. And Chatfield with a hold against him. This is going to bring it back.
They're just shooting themselves in the foot.
Exactly what Dave Logan's Wildcats want. Clamp down on defense, get the running game going, use some clock, and just dictate the tone of the football game.
We'll round out the Chatfield offense for you, the offensive line. Joe Hanida, Dave Iadarola, Brian Jensen, Nick Armbrust from left to right, as well as David Harkness as the other tackle for Chatfield.
You see this compact offensive setup. That's Chad Antonio, and that did not work. Yeah, it looks like they try to use that motion to kind of.
Well, what they'll do is they'll run the wing tee, they'll run some sweeps, they'll run the belly play up the middle with the fullback, and then they'll try to trick you on the counter, maybe go a little play action pass. But having such a tight formation can limit you offensively sometimes.
And what they don't want to do is go 3 and out here after fumbling on the first play of scrimmage for the offense for Chatfield.
Bucher gives off to Sterling, and Sterling.
It's a great play by Luke Vinola. Just kind of strung it out, held off his block.
Number 30, Sterling, the ball carrier.
Yeah, there was nowhere for Chatfield to go.
Well, now we talk about those 3rd and long situations. Now you put Bucher, who's not really a passing quarterback, in that third and long situation from the 10-yard line.
Interesting that I think Jay Nolly, the kicker, comes in here. And he's going to line up on the, he's now being moved over the left side as the wideout.
Bucher tells him, move over just a little bit, Jay. Bucher will throw. Looking deep for Nolly, and this is going to be short and then almost caught by Nolly, and it will drop to the ground.
If Adam Campbell gets a chance to see that again, I mean, that pass was so poorly thrown. They just kind of threw it up, wanted Nolly, who I'd mentioned at the start of the game, as a big guy at 6'4", to just jump up and get it. Campbell kind of saw that it was a wounded duck, and you know, Nolly almost went up and got that at the last second. Dave Logan's going to say, listen, you got to knock that ball down. You got to jump with that guy. That ball's as much yours as it is his, especially when you're in that situation.
Ranson and Caleb Atchison back to receive the punt.
From Nolly, yeah.
Nolly from his end zone. And a short punt, which is going to go out of bounds. We'll see exactly where the officials mark it. Looks like the 34-yard line.
Again, good field position for A West. With about a minute and a half to go here in the first quarter. They've owned this quarter. They've had the clock. They've had the field position. They've played strong on defense. And if things continue this way, it's going to be a long afternoon for Chatfield.
1:27 left in the first quarter. Arvada West with the 7-0 lead.
You can bet they're going to keep it on the ground here. I doubt Dave Logan would try any surprise plays here and want to go for the big hit. He might.
Well, they come out in a shotgun formation, definitely a passing formation. Give the Chatfield defense a little different look. Instead, they play action to Orr, and Ranson drops the ball at the 30. Ranson had some running room, and he was looking at that running room before he caught the ball.
You hit the nail on the head. He was gone. He knew that if he got around the outside, he had a big gainer. You got to catch the football, though.
Good play action pass by Wyatt.
Yeah, good little boot. You know, just kind of the fake handoff, and then kind of going against his body, the right-hander.
That'll hold up the defensive line for just that split second to give your quarterback just enough room. This time, two receivers out to the right. Vanola in motion from right to left. Straight ahead, Orr. Orr's got running room. Orr's got about 7 yards. He gets down to the 27-yard line.
David Deacon, one of the safeties, stepped up and got helmet on helmet, or else Orr was off to the races. We'll see if Dave Logan wants to go to the air again. Josh Ranson and Zach Huey check in. Ranson and Huey will bring in this play.
On the season coming in, David Wyatt was 34 of 68 for 308 yards. So far today, he's over 3. But he did have one of those, 2 passes actually, that were dropped on him. Gives straight ahead. This is Huey, the fullback, and he's got the first down, it looks like, all the way down to the 21-yard line.
34 Huey picks up
nothing fancy there. Just right up the middle.
22.
Well, I think you lose your best offensive player and you say, you know what, we're going to turn it over to the offensive line. We think we're better than the other team. We're going to
win it in the trenches.
Exactly.
Yeah.
"12 seconds left in the first quarter. This will probably be the final play of the first quarter. A first down for Arvada West. Shotgun formation, draw play, Orr breaks through the line, and he's got about 3 or 4 yards.
Actually, nice tackle by Jeremy Wineland, because Orr wanted to do some high stepping and get himself some more ground.
So we're done with 1 quarter of play. It's 7-0 in favor of Arvada West as we switch sides. What I've noticed about the running game for Arvada West is Chatfield is making a lot of shoestring tackles almost. It looks like Arvada West is able to open some holes, and later in the game we'll see if that
kind of wears the Chargers down.
Exactly.
And they say to themselves, we're just tired of having to make plays here, 3, 4, 5 yards down from the line of scrimmage, and then maybe A West can break one big. They haven't broken anything big. It's just been kind of a grind it out, use some clock, run the ball, and take up some ground. That's what they've been able to do.
Well, the Chatfield defense hasn't played poorly. They've just got to get some help from their offense.
Well, I would think that they were on the field for a good 10 minutes of the first 12 of that first quarter. And we already mentioned at the top, it's a little warm today. It's about 85 degrees. Referee with the timeout on the field.
And a lot of players on both teams, probably a little more on Chatfield, go both ways. So we'll see if fatigue enters into it.
Yeah, that's something you don't think about, but you have to keep in mind in the high school game. You guys going to both sides of the ball.
Arvada West will begin the quarter with 2nd down and 7 from the Chatfield 19-yard line.
Like Ryan Palmer, who lines up as the right tackle, the linebacker.
Shotgun formation. They fake the draw. And this time Ranson does come up with the catch. He breaks the tackle and gets down to the 10.
Brian Wallace had Josh Ranson.
Batsman number 12.
Ranson, it goes about 160, 165. Wallace really should have
Chatfield.
brought him in.
Wallace.
First completion of the game for Wyatt. 9-yard gain by Arvada West. And the Wildcats have first down just inside the 10. Wyatt checking with Atchison. Looks like he's audibling at the line. Play action pass. Wyatt throwing. He's got Ranson. Ranson at the 5. Ranson gets upended at the 4-yard line. He got sandwiched.
The Chargers can tackle.
Stop made by
Andrew
number 30,
Sterling came up from his DB spot, and they kind of ran that play action the other way, and Ranson picked up a little bit more yardage, but couldn't get it in the end zone.
Arvada West going with a no huddle. 2nd down play from the 5. Option play. Or to the goal line. He's got a touchdown for Arvada West.
Good job by Wyatt running the option. You could see as soon as he had that pitch out that Orr was at least going to get to the goal line, and then he just powered himself in. And the Wildcats stay in control.
Well, Arvada West with a nice job of giving a different look on offense. They come out with a shotgun formation, then they go to a no huddle. Catches Chatfield a little bit off guard.
By the way, here's Kristen Kamen in to attempt this PAT.
Good snap. And Kristen's got it. So a point for the Ferris, Sex.
Yep, the junior, the
That's good. Makes the score now.
maybe Katie Nida fan.
14.
Katie Nida was on this Chatfield team a year ago now. Walks on with the CU Buffs.
34-yard drive by Arvada West. And they've been very fortunate with field position. They take the 14-0 lead with 10:53 left in the second quarter.
You can see the Chargers huddling up at the bottom left-hand part of your screen as they break the huddle to field this kickoff. Keith Mead with a few words of encouragement for his Chargers that have been, let's be blunt, they've been thoroughly outplayed here at the start of this game.
Kicking off today,
Number 98, Fletcher.
Chase
Kickoff
Fletcher.
for Arvada West.
6'3", 175-pound sophomore.
Straight ahead kicker, he'll get the toe into it, the old toe job here.
Just like Jim Turner. Boom. It's going to be taken by Matt McLean. McLean over the 15, the 20. Gets to the 24-yard line before he's taken down.
McLean just looking for any kind of a seam for daylight. I mean, he's not juking anybody. He's just hoping he's going to be able to hit something that
Kickoff returned by
all of a sudden
number
opens
20,
up.
McLean. Stop was made by number 87. Clark, the first and
Well,
10.
Chatfield has got to
Chatfield,
do something
ball marked at
offensively. Their
the
defense can't be on the field for as long as
24.
they have been.
Yeah, they've been on the field. The offense has had 5 plays. And one was a fumble, a couple of runs that didn't work, a pass play, and then the punt.
Sterling on the pitch, and he will go nowhere.
Pitch out taken by number 30.
You see Jeff
Sterling.
Augustin coming out of that scrum, just kind of shaking his head, thinking, "Man, there's just nowhere to run. Nothing's happening here."
Stop was made by number 69, Knight.
Chris
Second
Altilio
down and
checking into the game. Plays one of the end positions.
The lineup is the right tackle.
Second down play. This time some running room. About a 5-yard gain that time for Sterling.
30 Sterling.
Good job by Adam
Ball
Campbell,
carrier.
the corner on that right
Stop
side
made
coming
by
up.
number
Sterling
8,
looks like if he
McNeely.
can get some open field, he's going to be able to move it. But make some tackles there in the open field like Campbell did. And this will be another big third down with 3rd and about 5.
Looks like on the offensive line that the splits are a little tight, Mark.
Everything looks tight on the offensive line for Chatfield.
Well, they play the tight formation, but even the big linemen
Yeah.
are lining up real close together. Third down play. This time they do run the counter. And this time some running room. Dave Deacon over the 40, over the 30. He's got one man to beat, and he's finally going to be taken down at the 17-yard line.
We wondered if something was going to break out of all that tightness, and it did. Deacon with a huge gainer. Adam Campbell ran him down and saved his a touchdown.
Well, he broke through the line. A couple of the Arvada West defenders had their hands on him, but Deacon with strong running. A 53-yard gain for Dave Deacon.
Deacon trying to put it into 5th gear. Now Chatfield's going to have to capitalize on that big gainer.
Simmons once again running the sweep. And this time, good job of stringing the play out.
Yeah, Sterling just got crushed. He might have lost a yard.
Sterling, the ball carrier.
Adam
Made by
Campbell
number
and
10,
Jaden
Campbell.
McNeely with the hit for Arvada West.
Second down on 11.
I think it's kind of the thing. If you're the defense, if you can guess which way that that wing is going to run or that option is going to go, you ought to be able to string it out. If you guess wrong, that's when the problems come.
Well, we talked about the counter play a little bit. That's what this offense does well. The misdirection plays. Because you see the flow going one way, and then you've got
That's designed to fool the defense.
play action pass this time by Bucher. Bucher rolling right, throwing into the end zone. At the back of the end zone, it's incomplete.
He had Brian Wallace. Wallace actually waved right before Bucher got that one up. It just doesn't look like Bucher's got a strong enough arm. And that one went out over the end line.
Well, last week against Eagle Crest, Bucher was 3 of 12 for only 18 yards.
Yeah,
So
I wouldn't think his numbers are impressive. Got an injured Charger coming off. One of the O-linemen, Brian Jensen. The 6'1", 290, I believe, center. Hobbles off to the sideline.
Augustin going back to get his mouthpiece on 3rd and 11. Bucher will throw once again, and this is going to be incomplete.
Bucher had
He's
Jason
going for
Higbee.
Jacob Wilson.
Jason Higbee was in his face as
51
he tried to get that quick pass
Pass by number
off.
14, Booker is incomplete.
It's going to bring up a 4th down now. You know, the big run. Here comes, I think, Deacon.
Jay Nolly. Well, let's see if Nolly can convert on this 34-yard field goal. Chatfield just trying to get on the board and feel like they're back into this ballgame.
trailing 14-0, just looking for some points.
34-yard attempt. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is up, and it's good. So Nolly puts the Chargers on the board with 8:16 left in the first half. It's 14-3 in favor of Arvada West.
Nolly looks like he could be one of Chatfield's best weapons. Pretty strong leg. And they got all that one, no problem with the 34-yarder. You would like to have gotten 6 out of that, 7. Get a touchdown after you get that big run, because you can bet that the A West defense is going to be getting a task or two about allowing that to happen again.
52-yard drive by Chatfield. Capped mainly, or the bulk of that coming by Dave Deacon. Check that, a 62-yard drive.
Probably was about the entire drive, wasn't it? I mean, they might have picked up 5 yards on the other running plays. Orr and Sims are set to return, and Nolly, as I said, one of the best weapons for Chatfield, sends this one all the way to Highlands Ranch. That's important, though, you know, because you got Sims and Orr guys that can break it and just keep the football out of their hands at least.
Well, now let's see what Arvada West does on offense. They came out the first couple drives and rammed it right down Chatfield's throat with the running game. Then they came out last drive and went to the shotgun formation. They went to a little no huddle.
A little play action. A little option on the touchdown run. And seemingly they can pretty much do whatever they want.
One back set. Sims is your lone back behind Wyatt, and Sims gets the ball straight ahead running. Bounces off a Chatfield tackler, and Sims has a first down, spins away, and finally gets taken down at the 35-yard line.
You got it like that. Just running hard. Matt Sims just bouncing off Chargers. Picking up about a 12-yard run.
Plays good. First and 10, Arvada West.
First down and 10 from the 35. Clock under 8 minutes in the first half. And this time we're going to see the one back set by Arvada West. Sims once again cuts back, goes to the right. Sims with good running gets knocked out of bounds at the 40-yard line. He sort of made something out of nothing right there.
Good straight arm, you're right. He got 5-6 yards out of that. Just kind of deking his way to the right side. And running hard. You know, Sims runs hard. He's not going to finesse it, you know, but you get a guy that can run hard with a little speed, a little bounce like he has, and that's a weapon.
Second down and 5.
Second down and 5. Caleb Anderson splitting out to the left. He's accompanied there by Bob Gutierrez. And Sims will run straight ahead. This time he's going to be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Jason Linham was the first guy to get there for Chatfield.
Jeff Augustin in as well.
28,
Right up the gut,
carrier.
nothing on that second down run. Spinning up a pretty big third down, because A West, some of their third down situations have been in almost 4 down territory, but not this time. I think they might have to put it up here. It looks like they will with this formation.
3 receivers set to the left. Wyatt will throw. Going over the middle, he's got a man. It's good for a first down to the 48-yard line. Caleb Atchison making the reception for the Wildcats.
Atchison, the senior, just kind of runs around over the middle. Finds the seam in between the zone defense and turns around, and Wyatt hit him right in the numbers.
8-yard gain was good enough for the first down.
Moving the chains.
Wyatt now 3 of 6 for 21 yards. Wyatt will throw again on first down. This time he's going to go deep. He's got a man downfield, and he overthrows Caleb Atchison, who is streaking down the sideline.
He was looking Atchison's way with the one-on-one coverage by Chad Antonio, and
Chatfield.
Wyatt looked that way right from the snap. And I'll tell you, I think Atchison might have just kind of pulled up a little bit and slowed down. You tend to do that when you see the ball in the air. And, he keeps running on that one. He might be able to grab that one. He definitely had a step.
Atchison will get a well-deserved break after sprinting down the sideline. I formation behind Wyatt on the 2nd and 10. And this is Orr who's back into the game. Orr is good for about 2 yards. And once again, David Deacon there to make a play for Chatfield.
Stop is made by number 72.
Deacon catching Orr up high, and a number of Chargers down low. And here we go with another 3rd down. Seemingly another passing down with the ball at midfield.
So far, Mike Orr, he's been the workhorse. 13 carries for 62 yards for the senior tailback. They'll go with the shotgun on 3rd down. Wyatt trying to set up the screen. He overthrows his intended receiver, and it was almost intercepted. Jeff Augustin was out there, and he got his paw on the ball. But still, it'll be a 4th down situation coming up for Arvada West. And Chatfield does a good job on defense this drive.
Yeah, credit the defensive line of the Chargers for forcing Wyatt's hand on that screen. Wyatt would have liked a little bit more time to get that set up. And the first defensive stop pretty much of this game by Chatfield.
Joe DeTiro will kick it away, and it's a fake. He's got a man wide open. This is Sims. Sims gets a great block over the 40 to the 35, and inside the 35-yard line. The fake works to perfection, although we've got a flag down on the field.
Yeah, I think this flag is going to go against A West.
It's going to be a clip.
Yeah.
Penalty marker down, clipping Arvada West.
I think they caught number 86 of the Wildcats on that clip. It almost looked like Sims picked that ball up right off the ground. I mean, it was a ball that he caught right on the grass, right in his fingertips.
Well, they had a lot of field, and they went to that right off the bat, right when they had an opportunity.
Yeah,
they went to the fake.
Dave Lowe's gonna be shaking his head because you run that thing and get a 1st down out of it,
4th down.
and you get a clip.
16.
So now Luke Vanola back in. He was the up back, and DeTiro with the kick. It's going to be a fair catch. Fumbled for just a second, but Chatfield back on it at the 23-yard line.
It was Chris Jones who almost muffed that punt
Number 11.
and did well just to kind of fall down on it and keep it from rumbling around.
Well, 5:24 left in the first half. And I tell you what, if Chatfield can somehow find a way to move the sticks a little bit and get into the end zone, run a little clock, they're going to be very fortunate to get back.
John, what started out as just a real bleak-looking day for the Chargers, and they've had a defensive stand after getting 3 on the board, and they take over again.
Sterling and Antonio are your running backs. Fumble. Arvada West says they have it, and let's see what the officials say. They say 2nd down.
Yeah, they signal 2nd down.
Well, the last guy out of the pack right there.
Nick Armbrust was down there, number 55.
25 will be 2nd down.
And boy, fortunate fate there for the Chargers.
2nd down and 11. It's Antonio. Antonio just gets crushed.
Buried.
3 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Buried. Higbee was there, and Ryan Palmer.
Number 8, Antonio.
That's a loss of yardage.
Stop made by number 15, Palmer. Number 48,
I think Jason Higby's been the one that spelled Chris Chavez, who
And 12.
has that dislocated and broken elbow.
22-yard line.
Timeout on the field. It was indicated by the referee. I don't think either team called for the timeout. Looks like there's a problem with the equipment.
It's David Harkness, tackle coming off. Chatfield will send in Ryan Harris. Kind of looking at the sidelines to see what's wrong with Harkness.
Something
Definite
wrong with his-
is a helmet
with his
problem.
helmet. So 3rd down and 12 from the 22. This is not what the doctor ordered for the Chatfield offense.
They do have a good punter, and now we know why. They're still working on Harkness's helmet on the Chatfield sideline.
Bucher behind center. They run the counter this time. This is Simmons. Simmons breaks the tackle. Gets to the 25 to 30, and Simmons, with good running, gets out to the 35-yard line.
Running the ball carrier.
Eddie Reynolds had a chance to catch Andrew Sterling and keep him from getting towards the stick and getting a first down. Once Sterling got through that tackle, he turned it up.
Well, they handed it off to Antonio, and Antonio gave the ball back to Sterling.
It was the reverse.
And 1.
But Eddie Reynolds was there. He smelled it out. He's got to make that tackle.
Looks like Chatfield will send in their second offensive or the punting unit, as Sterling was shy of the first down.
Oh, it looked like he got. They must have marked it just shy.
22, listen, confirmation.
So Nolly will kick it away again. Movement on the offensive line. No whistles. And Nolly with a strong kick, which is taken at the 22-yard line.
By Adam Campbell.
Looked like Campbell had trouble
Right.
fielding it.
I don't think he expected to backpedal. Nolly's been impressive with a field goal and a good job punting. I actually was checking some of the stats out earlier today. And when you look at the stats in 5A throughout the state, the only real Chatfield person that shows up is in punting, and that's Jay Nolly, who was fifth in the state, averaging a 40.8 a punt.
Well, Chatfield has won 2 games this season, and let's face it, they've won it with their defense. And if Chatfield is going to win tonight, they're going to have to do something defensively.
Well, I couldn't say they've won it with their punting, but
Wyatt on the option again. He'll keep it this time. Wyatt cuts back across the 30 and gets out to the 35-yard line. First down for Arvada West. They do a nice job with the option play from the shotgun.
good running by Wyatt. No huddle offense.
Arvada West.
Picking the holes, picks up about 10.
Ball marked at
Got
the
horse collar before he
Arvada
came
West
down.
35.
Clock running with 3:40 left in the first half. Wyatt will throw. Throws over the middle. He's got Ranson. A tough catch by Ranson, and then he gets leveled by Deacon.
2.
Yeah, credit Ransom for keeping his head in there. Slant over the middle, caught it, and picked up about 8.
Arvada West 43
Third catch of the day for Ranson and Arvada West.
and 2.
Yeah, they stay no huddle. They've got this scripted out. And you can tell they've practiced this. You might see another slant again just to get the first down or even a draw.
Option. Orr's got it this time. He's got a first down, and Orr across midfield, and he gets all the way down to the 43-yard line and took the Chatfield defender about 7 yards after the initial hit.
That was Brian Wallace, tough running, and or picked up another 3 or 4. Dave Logan's got to love this offense. You go no huddle in high school. You keep the defense on their heels. You got guys that can run the ball. You can throw it. You got a quarterback that can keep it.
Yeah, it's nice to have a senior at quarterback who's been in the system for a while, who can make those calls at the line of scrimmage. Play action pass. Plenty of time by Wyatt. Wyatt throws and it's incomplete. Vanola was the intended receiver, and then he gets a big how do you do by Brian Wallace.
A little behind Vanola. He was open. I think Wyatt might want to lead him with that. And Vanola's going to call for a replacement as he kind of wobbles off.
Wyatt, 4 of 9, 28 yards.
Looking at Dave Logan getting the signs right now.
2nd down and 10. Wyatt wants to throw, but we have whistles.
We got to delay a game. You know, Logan was sending in the signals and Wyatt was checking it out. And then he stepped up in his shotgun formation and too much time.
We haven't seen the penalty flags out too much. That's only the 3rd penalty against Arvada West, and I think Chatfield has been penalty-free today.
Penalty. Goes the ball to the
So 2.5 minutes left in the first half, but that'll bring up a 2nd down and 15 for the Wildcats.
Chatfield actually had the first penalty of the game, was that offside, but that's about it.
Ball at the Chatfield 48-yard line. Chatfield will blitz. They're bringing everybody. Wyatt throws over the middle, and it's caught for a 1st down. Ranson at the 31-yard line, and a good job of hanging in by Wyatt.
Real good job by Wyatt. David Deacon was coming over the middle, almost got a hand on that, but Wyatt threading the needle to Ranson. And the sticks will move, as will the clock.
The clock stops when you get a 1st down in high school football. So Arvada West with plenty of time from the Chatfield 31. Screen pass Sims. Sims gets inside the 25-yard line to the 24. Finally gets taken down by Jeremy Wineland.
Not a bad play by Wineland, but already the yardage was picked up on that quick screen.
2nd down and 5.
Second down and about 4. Arvada West stays in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, and Wyatt will throw on 2nd down. Quarterback draw. And Wyatt doesn't find a lane. He gets back maybe to the line of scrimmage.
I thought Wyatt was going to throw it to Josh Ranson, who was open over the middle.
And now Arvada West will call a timeout. So you've got 1:21 left in the first half. Arvada West with a 14-3 lead. And a big 3rd down coming up, probably more for the Chatfield defense.
Yeah,
I don't think that they get back into the game if Arvada West scores right here.
No, you don't want to go into the locker room down 21-3. And knowing that you're going to come out and have a huge uphill battle. It's been a battle for them all first half long. That would be demoralizing.
There's just a lot of things offensively that Arvada West can do right here. It's been a good job, good job by the Wildcat coaching staff to really keep the Chargers off balance. Like sitting right here right now, we have no idea what they're going to do.
You mentioned it earlier, you know, the first few series, they just kind of grinded the ball up the middle on the ground. And then they spread it out and did a little shotgun, little play option. Now they've even gone to no huddle.
Ranson and Atchison will go out to the right. Sims out to the left. 4 receivers into the game for the Wildcats. Wyatt will throw. Going into the end zone, he's got Ranson. Touchdown, Arvada West.
Huge pass by Wyatt and Ranson. What a connection. I mean, that was right to the flag, right in the corner. Nobody else could catch that ball but Josh Ranson. Nice pass by David Wyatt.
25-yard touchdown, Wyatt to Ranson. And Ranson has been the story for this Arvada West passing game today. This time it looks like Thomas Valenta is on to kick the extra point. And the left footer puts his foot into it, and it's good. So 1:14 left in the first half of play, and it's 21-3 in favor of the Wildcats.
And exactly what Chatfield didn't want to happen to him did. even though they'll get the ball back here at the end of the first half. I'll tell you, if AOS can hold them, I don't know how many timeouts they have left. They might only have, I think, one maybe. They might want to just try to get some field position and try to get in the end zone again.
Well, Josh Ransom with 5 catches for 62 yards and the touchdown.
A couple of TDs on the ground, one through the air. That's that balanced attack.
And this is the same Arvada West offense that really struggled against Wheat Ridge last week. So they've done a little extra work this week, and they've come out.
You know what?
Good job.
They came into that Wheat Ridge game still with Mike Duran, and he got injured early on. And that might have affected the entire just mindset of that team. You know, now they get a chance to work on things as a different unit. This will be Valenta trying to kick off this time.
And it'll bounce to Matt McLean at the 10. Over the 20, gets a good seam, and he gets up to the 32-yard line. So 109 left, and now we see if Chatfield will open it up a little bit on offense. And frankly, I don't have a lot of confidence that
no, we haven't really seen Ryan Bucher be able to air it out. You know, and if they're going to run the ball on this option type of offense, you know, they're going to have to pick up some yards and not just get 1 or 2. Otherwise, the clock's going to continue to run.
Well, they stick with the tight wing formation, and Simmons has it. Gets about 4 yards, or Sterling, I should say, has it.
Number 30, Sterling, carry, tripped up by.
Under 1 minute left in the first half, and it doesn't look like Chatfield is in any big hurry to get to the line of scrimmage.
I wonder if they were going to call timeout even.
Second down and
So
6.
Chris Attilio brings in the play.
Sterling trying to get some running room. He's good for about 2 or 3 yards.
Sterling carry.
And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 4. Now there's a timeout on the field, and it's Arvada West that's going to call the timeout.
That's what I thought might happen, because they got to figure they call a timeout here, and they hold these guys. If they can get this punter Jay Nolly to not knock a good one, they might be able to do something with it.
Well, what you're going to want to do is you're really going to want to go after the punter if you can hold him on this 3rd down. Really go after Nolly, try for the block.
Yeah, because we've already seen that if he's not contested, he's got pretty good leg. What a day, though. You know, September's really one of the best months in Colorado. And not a wet month, and it's still warm. And today's almost exceptionally warm. You see some of the people here at Jeffco Stadium with umbrellas.
Today's a perfect day. Couldn't ask for anything more. Well, you could probably ask for a few more points if you're on the Chatfield side.
You can always ask for more, John. This is America.
Well, don't get greedy on us, Mark. 3rd down play.
Uh-oh.
He wants to throw it, and this is going to be incomplete.
And Chatfield just has nothing develop on pass plays. Nothing.
That was David Deacon, who they handed the ball to, and he couldn't connect downfield.
You know, I don't want to guess, but, you know, when they throw the ball, that stops the clock. If they had run the ball, even if they hadn't gotten the 1st down, they might have been able to use up the clock for the rest of the quarter, no?
Yeah.
If A-West didn't have any timeouts left.
Late arrival coming into the game for Chatfield. Now they've got 11 on the field. Arvada West with a big rush, but Nolly's able to get the ball away. And the ball will bounce at about the 20-yard line and be downed right there with 18 seconds left in the 2nd quarter.
So that kick took 6 seconds. And, you know, had they run the ball before that and taking their time, lined up for the kick. They've been able to get out of this first half. Now we'll see what the A West has up their sleeves with 18 ticks to go. (21-3) in this game, and Chatfield really has one big play, and that's it.
Well, they'll go to the shotgun, and you know that Matt Sims has some speed, and Josh Ranson has caught a lot of balls for A West so far today. Wyatt will throw. This time it's Atchison. Atchison trying to find some running room, but Chatfield keeps him in the middle of the field. And Atchison will have a gain of maybe 8, and 5 seconds remain in the first half. And they're not able to get the playoff. So we've come to the end of the first half. 21-3 in favor of Arvada West. We'll take a break and we'll be back with you for the second half. We're back at Jeffco Stadium for the second half of football. Arvada West leading Chatfield 21-3 at halftime. And you have to think that Chatfield in the locker room is talking about what do we do offensively to try to get back into this ballgame.
I don't know whether they can do anything, John, to be honest with you. They're outmanned. They haven't played well. They had one big hitter, a misdirection play for just about all their yardage. And I know you're going to run down the stats, but the total yardage is more than double in favor of Arvada West.
Well, those stats are Arvada West with 117 yards on the ground, 24 attempts. So a nice average by Arvada West. They play a lot of power football. Passing, David Wyatt is 8 of 12 for 85 yards. The key statistic for Wyatt is he hasn't thrown an interception. Last week against Wheat Ridge, he threw 4. He has the 1 touchdown to Josh Ranson, and it's a total of 202 yards in the first half for Arvada West. Now offensively for Chatfield, and I use the term loosely, 11 carries for 77 yards for the Chargers.
Hey, that's a 7.7 yard average.
Well, the bulk of that was the one run by Dave Deacon. That was a 53-yarder. Chatfield with no yards through the air, and we've watched them try to throw the ball a couple times, and it doesn't look like they're going to be able to move the ball much through the air in the second half.
No, I wouldn't say that's part of their offense that they're counting on here in the second half. And as we take a look at the Wildcats as they get ready here for the second half, you would think that Dave Logan would say to his guys, listen, let's go out, let's be focused, let's get on the board again, and let's dominate. The team dominated Fort Collins and then got beat by Mullen, struggled last week. Let's come back and dominate here and get some more confidence.
Well, this looks like one of those everybody plays games. Quite frankly, you're going to be able to, if you're Arvada West, if you stay with it through most of the third quarter, you're going to be able to empty the bench and get a lot of kids into this game, get them some experience.
And we can be blunt about it. I'd be shocked if Chatfield were able to get into the end zone here in any other way other than a return or possibly an interception or a fumble. Maybe via the turnover, maybe via the return games, but it just doesn't look like they've got any firepower on offense.
Individual stats for Arvada West in the first half. They were led running the ball by Mike Orr, 14 carries for 72 yards. 12 for 85 yards. The leading receiver for the Wildcats, Josh Ranson, 5 receptions for 62 yards and the 25-yard touchdown. Give you a quick scoring summary. Arvada West started out in the first quarter with a 1-yard run by Brandon Kyle. That made it 7-0 after the first quarter. The Wildcats came back after recovering a fumble. They got a 5-yard run by Mike Orr, and that made it 14-0 in favor of Arvada West. Chatfield, after the 53-yard run by Deacon, got a 34-yard field goal by Nolly, and Arvada West capped the scoring in the second quarter with a 25-yard touchdown pass from Wyatt to Ranson. Now Arvada West will kick off to start the second half. This is going to be taken at the 10-yard line, and moving ahead to the 24-yard line is Chris Jones. And
good coverage by Gianfranco Pacello.
Returned by number 11, Jones.
I think we have a Charger that might be down and injured.
44, Pacello. First and 10, Chatfield.
That's Matt McLean.
At the Chatfield 24.
Well, it looks like he just kind of got dinged. He may have.
Well,
He's the deep guy. He's the one that usually, receives the kicks.
He's not used to blocking. He went
Yeah.
up there and tried to stick his nose in there a little bit, and somebody leveled him.
He'll wander off to the sidelines here on the near sidelines. You can see the shadow starting to get a little bit longer. This is a game which kicked off at 4 in the afternoon, rolls on.
This time the counter to Antonio, and Antonio gets about 3 yards on the first down carry out to the 27.
Ryan Palmer there with the stop. I was thinking about this at halftime with the way the first half went, where Chatfield ran all of 14 offensive plays.
They ran 14 plays compared to 36.
They
by
ran
Arvada West.
14 offensive plays. They threw the ball 3 times and didn't complete any of those passes. I was just thinking to myself that Ryan Palmer is going to, his stats are going to go down because he's not going to get a chance to make many tackles in this game. He just made one there on the first play of the second half.
Second down play, and just a little early movement by Chatfield on offense will bring up a second down and 13.
That was David Idarola who kind of just shot out. Took Rob Mireles with him.
How do you say his last name?
Idarola?
That's pretty good.
Ball at the 21.
I think that's a better effort than I would have been able to
We'll
make.
go with it.
And 13.
Well, the first time we've seen any wide receivers split out for Chatfield in the first half or in the ball game. Bucher from the shotgun throwing. He's got a man, and all the way out to the 35-yard line. The catch made by Troy Grossfield.
Pass by 14.
Interesting. The passing game.
Complete to number 3.
And a first down to boot.
First and 10.
If they can get some protection and do that, you might want to try that all day and kind of at least shake things up a
You
little.
got to spread the field a little bit. You got to spread the field with the splits on the offensive line, because if the defense gets bunched up, you're going to be able to kill those counter plays. And you've got to make it so that the defensive backs are outside where the ball is going. Otherwise, you've got all 11 guys close to the box. He can throw this. That was really just a lateral to Antonio.
Yeah.
It's a loss of about 5.
That was a lateral that Eddie Reynolds knew about from the start.
Number 8, Antonio. Stop made by number 1, Reynolds.
Reynolds just stepped up and was all over Chad Antonio almost as he received it.
Second down and 15.
Second down and 15. The ball on the 30-yard line. Looking for Grossfield again, and Grossfield can't come up with a 43, just beyond the outstretched arm.
Same kind of a route, the down and in, that Grossfield was able to haul in earlier for a first down. He was open on that play. It's the question as to whether Ryan Bucher is going to be able to get it to him. Big third down, third and about 15.
Well, Chatfield has come out throwing the second half.
They've changed it up. I think they're playing without one of their leaders on the O-line too, Captain Brian Jensen, the center who's on the sideline with the training staff, he and Mike McLean.
Fumble on the snap, and I think Arvada West has it this time.
They say they do. They do. And disaster strikes for the Chargers, who had at least a little bit of movement on offense.
Recovery the fumble by number 51, Sanchez.
Well, so do you go to the jugular immediately, Mark? or-
Exactly. And like you said earlier, John, another touchdown, and this one certainly is salted away. We'll see what kind of a formation the Wildcats come up with. And again, they may just grind it out. It looks like they'll stay on the ground here for starters.
Offset I. Or running straight ahead, and he lumbers his way to the 22-yard line.
Nick Armbrust was able to
Number 3 yard.
waist tackle Mike Orr, who kept his legs going up the middle and picked himself up a good chunk of yardage.
Mike Orr on his way to 100 yards. He's got 76 on the day so far. Second down play, the I formation behind Wyatt. Huey and Orr are the running backs. Long count by Wyatt. Blitz by Chatfield, and Orr breaks through the line. He's at the 15, and he gets down to the 11-yard line.
Chargers showed, and it was Orr who was able to just get over the holes, the line collapse, and pick up some big yards.
Marked at the Chatfield 13, first and 10, Arvada West.
Well, let's give credit to that big offensive line, especially on the right side there with Rule and Aiden and Jones, or Shepard, Aiden and Jones, I should say. Johnson was the motion man. He'll set on the right side. Or off the right side once again, and he breaks inside the 5, all the way down to the 4-yard line. It'll be very close to another Arvada West first down.
And these guys just run hard, or just blowing through the middle. And you mentioned the O-line, and Josh Jones, who says he goes about 280. He might be hitting 3 bills, but he's moving some people around.
Well, someone's going to owe him a steak dinner after the way he's been blocking tonight.
Yep, he's
that'll add a couple LBS to any frame.
a couple of pancakes in this game.
Second down and short. Arvada West threatening once again. Or straight ahead and trying to spin his way to the goal line. It's going to be close to the first down.
David Deacon stepped up from a safety spot, or went the right side when the left side is where Jones is, and Jones was kind of just pushing away. He could have kind of got even in between Jones, but he went to the right.
Well, a pickup of maybe 1. And so a big third down play for the Chatfield defense. But once again, you've got to think it's 4-down territory, right?
Without a doubt. They're knocking on the door. And they can get a first down here, I believe.
Yeah, third down and 1. They can get a first down at the 2-yard line, and now we will have a timeout.
Arvada West going to talk about this.
Wyatt saw something he didn't like at the line of scrimmage, so with 7 minutes left in the third quarter and a 21-3 lead, the Wildcats will call the timeout.
And the Chargers probably have to wonder what they got to do to keep A West out of the end zone here.
Well, with the way the right side of the line has been blocking, maybe this is where you just say, hey guys, I've got some confidence in the way you've been pushing the defense back. Let's give it to Orr and see what we do off the right side again.
Yeah, they haven't run the sweeps either since early on, which was effective.
They need a yard for the first down. They need 3 for the touchdown. They'll go to the left side, or up and over into the end zone.
Handoff taken by number 3, Orr scores the touchdown for
It's a
Arvada
touchdown.
West.
And Orr with his second of the game.
Orr's been the man. No reason to go away from him. Went up the middle, just a little hop, skip, and a jump. And another 6 on the board for A West as Kristen Cameron comes out for the PAT.
She was good on one earlier in the first half. Good snap, and the kick is up, and it's good.
Kick for the extra point by number 16, Cameron. It's good.
So Arvada West takes over at the 26-yard line and punches it in from there. And as you can see, it's 28-3 in favor of the Wildcats.
Fumble recovery gets you good field position. And then that offense just all over the Chatfield Chargers. As we surmised at the start of the second half, John, we did not think it would get better before it got worse for the Chargers. And although they came out and tried to throw the ball and did have a completion, it hasn't been Chatfield's day. And as I look at their sideline, Jeff Augustin, one of their captains and their big man on defense, is boy, he's just got his head down. And
he looks exhausted.
Exactly.
And we talked about the fatigue. You know, you get a little less fatigued when you're on offense and you're moving the ball. The adrenaline sort of keeps throwing.
And you're dictating the game.
Back deep to receive this time is Chad Antonio. Coming up 10 to the 15 to the 20. Good run this time, and it's Chris Jones who breaks away, gets over the 35 all the way out to the 38-yard line. Chris Jones would not go down.
Calabachinson had to take him down. Yeah, credit Jones for some good running. He bounced off about 2, 3, 4 almost Wildcats.
Down at the 37-yard line will be first and 10. Chatfield.
You would think with the way this game's going, he would have just went down. But some tough running on that return.
Well, it's good to see that there's no quit in this Chatfield team. And right now they'll come back in their tight wing formation. And now Bucher will send a couple receivers out to the side and go from this somewhat shotgun formation, the straight snap to the running back, and that doesn't fool anybody. Jarrett Patton was into the game as a running back and got nothing.
Maybe they figured they spread the defense out with the wide outs and a little motion, try to go up the gut, didn't work.
Stop made by number 51, Sanchez.
Maybe a gain of 1.
Yeah, we'll call it 2nd and 9.
But once again, it wasn't a very good snap. Bucher will throw. Going down the sideline, throws a looping pass that's going to be incomplete. Not really close to the intended receiver, Jay Nolly.
Yeah, Jay Nolly's the punter. He's 6'4". They've tried this earlier in the game once. He's just got to throw it up, hope he can run to it and grab it.
Incomplete, intended for number 22, Nolly.
And it hasn't worked. They've tried it on the side with Adam Campbell, because Adam Campbell goes 5'9". You know, and you got to figure that Nolly's got about a half a foot on him, but it hasn't worked. Campbell's been there on coverage.
This time Bucher under center on 3rd down and long. Look out from behind. Gets the pass away, but it's going to be incomplete, intended for Grossfield. And Bucher just got hammered as he was throwing the ball.
Yeah, he felt Jared Sanchez and Jason Higbee. And Bucher comes off just wobbly. Looks like he got nailed in the lower back as he threw that. Trying to stretch out his back as Nolly's in the punt.
Nolly in punt formation.
Atchison and Ranson are the deep receivers for Arvada West. Nolly will stand at his own 24. Low snap, but Nolly gets the kick off. Well, Ranson really should have caught that ball. It's going to roll inside the 20 to the 10 and out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Well, he's your best offensive weapon, Mark, just like you said.
He's been great today. You know, there was a little bit of pressure on him. He got that one off. Not only did he kick it away from Ranson, but he got a little length on it too. And gets the great roll. And here's a challenge for the Wildcats.
But that's one thing that the Arvada West coaches will talk about next week. They're going to tell Ranson, they're going to say, Josh, you got to get over and field that punt.
And they might want to back up 5 yards too on this Nolly kid. Be able to run up and catch the ball.
So 5:49 left in the 3rd quarter. It's 28-3 in favor of Arvada West, and the Wildcats with their worst starting point for a drive today. Look out in the end zone. He gets away from one tackler over the 10 and gets out to the 15-yard line. Strong running there.
That's Brandon Kyle.
Brandon Kyle, who scored a touchdown earlier today.
And just kind of turned it up when he had to. Little stiff arm got out of the end zone, and then got the Wildcats basically off of the goal line.
That was pretty close to a safety if Kyle can't escape the first tackle.
Kyle just kept going and got around on the outside on the left side and was able to turn it up.
Gain of 14 for Kyle. He and Orr have split time at the tailback position as Wyatt on the play action pass. He's going to go deep, and he's got Atchison, and Atchison can't come up with it. Coverage there by Brian Wallace, but Atchison had a good shot to catch that ball.
Wallace was a tad late. Atchison had that almost go through his hands. I think he kind of felt Wallace coming in, but boy, Atchison had a step, and he's probably thinking he should have came down with that one.
Second down and 10.
The second down and 10, and just when you think they're going to try to pound the ball, Arvada West goes deep.
Yeah, they've been known to go for the home run, especially on first down.
Straight ahead running this time by Sims, and Sims spins back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 1.
Sims.
Chatfield Chargers active on defense. Jeremy Wineland was involved in that tackle.
Well, their defense hasn't been the problem. They've given up drives of 27, 34, 26, and
I mentioned
89.
this was a challenge to A West to see if they could go 99 yards, but same thing can be said for the Chargers defense.
Third down play. Wyatt throwing into the flat. He's got Ranson. Ranson taken down at about the 24-yard line. So Chatfield will force the punt.
Ryan Wallace on the defense. And just got enough for Ranson. Didn't let him get off of him. And as you said, it'll force this fourth down.
And 2.
Couple late substitutions coming in on the punt team for Arvada West.
Well, it doesn't look like they're going to punt.
Well, looks like
They might try to
they'll
draw
just go for it.
Chatfield off, maybe.
Well, this is Sims. Sims on the pitch out, and he's got the first
Fumble.
Fumble.
Came right back to him.
and Sims is back on top of it.
28 Sims.
Let me tell you about some blocking by both Zach Huey and Josh Jones. Man, did they seal that side off and allow Sims to gain well more than the 2 yards that he needed. That was some great blocking on that side.
How you like that for confidence in your offense?
That's getting it done.
Clock winding down here in the third quarter. 3:50 left in a pretty fast-moving third quarter. Wyatt checking at the line of scrimmage, checking with his coaches on the sideline. Logan signaling play. Wyatt will throw. Short pass is incomplete. I think there was a miscommunication between DeViers and Sims right there.
Yeah, you're trying to wonder which one. It was almost kind of like setting that pick on the quick throw, and you're wondering which one it was intended for.
(28-3) is your score. Second down and 10. Arvada West with the ball on the 31-yard line. You've got 3:26 left in the third. Arvada West started this drive from their own 1-yard line. And I think that might be too much time.
Yep, second delayed game on the Wildcats offense here in this game. And that'll back them up.
As a coach, I think in the back of your mind, you almost like situations like this where your team is playing well, but you've got just enough that goes wrong where you're able to talk about it with your team during practice.
Well, you were never one of my coaches, John. That would say that.
You're not going to say that to your team. You're going to say that in a couple of the other coaches.
Right. Watch out.
Wyatt got the fumble, and Chatfield is on it. Wyatt took a big hit. And coming up with the ball for the Chargers
say it was
big old number 50.
I know who hit Wyatt. It was Jeremy Weinland, who's made a couple of plays in this game and came free. It was unblocked. I'm thinking that it was Brandon Kyle, the running back, who had to at least nick him off the edge if he saw him coming on the blitz and didn't touch him.
Second sack of the day, and this one forces the fumble.
Wineland's made a couple of plays here today. Up the middle and not much.
Running by Augustin. Well, Chatfield absolutely must put the ball in the end zone right here.
Trying to look on the sidelines and see if Wyatt's all right after just taking one on his blind side.
It looks like Jarrett Patton is limping off the field for Chatfield.
Chatfield's had a couple of guys nicked up. Yeah, Patton's off with a bad right leg.
Here's the pitch out, and they tried the sweep again with Jones, but Jones wasn't able to find any running.
Tackled by number 5, Flora. Ball marked at the Arvada West 15.
So third down coming up for the Chargers. It's going to be 3rd down and 8.
And they got to get in here and get in the end zone. They know that Nolly's got the leg, but you got to make up 25 points.
Play action pass. Bucher gets hit from behind, and it's going to be incomplete. Well, Bucher had no chance right there.
He might be hurt too. He got sandwiched by 4 Wildcats. He's holding his collarbone and goes down to one knee.
That's a great way to get your quarterback killed. You've got to block better than that.
You know, when he drops back in that little quick 2-3 step drop, he's got hardly any time to throw.
And you can see he's sort of doubled over in the huddle. So 4th down and 8. Bucher from the modified shotgun formation that Chatfield employs. Look out once again. They can't pick up the blitz. Bucher throws in the end zone. This is hot. Touchdown. Wow. Chris Jones was wide open in the back of the end zone. And Bucher with good poise to just get that pass off.
Yeah, it was all Bucher. Because the Wildcats were coming again from the blind side. Stood in there, stood his ground, and just lofted it up. I mean, he maybe had a half a second, to get that off.
So Jones gives the Chargers the first touchdown of the game.
Now I want you to go up to Dave Logan and say, hey, now you got something to work on, Coach. See what he says. He can't be happy with that touchdown toss on what was a 4th down.
I don't think I'd share that with the coach. No good. Nolly misses the extra point, so with 1:55 left in the 3rd quarter, it's 28-9 in favor of Chatfield.
I'd said that I would be surprised if the Chargers offense was able to get in the end zone for 7, unless it was because of a turnover with a return, and it at least came because of a turnover. Jeremy Weinland forced that fumble by David Wyatt.
Yeah, give a lot of credit to Bucher for standing in, especially after he just got absolutely hammered.
I didn't think he was going to be able to even take the next snap. He was holding his neck and his collarbone, and he was just getting crushed.
Well, so that means that the Arvada West starters will probably stay in for a little bit longer.
Well, you look at the 2 sidelines, and you got West guys, like you said, that are chomping at the bit. They want to get in there and get some playing time. And you got Chatfield Chargers that just have the look of, can somebody start the bus now?
Sims is back to receive along with Orr for Arvada West. This is going to be Orr from the 5. Gets over the 10 to the 20 and gets taken down at the 22-yard line.
Knocked off his feet by
Kickoff
Alex
returned by number
Barrios,
3 Orr.
who was the first man to
Brought down
hit
at the 20
Mike Orr.
3-yard line will be first and 10, Arvada West.
Last drive, A West had the ball on the half-yard line.
Right, they start for their 1. I think this is the time of the game where you just start giving it to Orr, letting your offensive line do some work. And try to just march down the field. Orr off the right side this time. He's got about 3, and there's a fumble.
Handoff taken by number 3, Orr.
And it's recovered by one of the offensive linemen, Joe
Stop made
Shepard.
by number 25, McCormick.
Was Johnny on the spot to get the ball.
Yeah, Shepard was on that right away. Shepard, the senior. Well, I think might be playing center in this game today.
He is.
Yeah, Shepard's been centering.
Second down and 7. Orr straight ahead running, and he's going to get nowhere. And once again, the ball pops loose.
They might have called Orr down. You know, Chatfield, I was watching Chad Antonio on the right side just creeping up, just, guess and run. And I think that A West is going to have to at least vary it up again in order to keep the Chargers honest on D.
Well, you heard some complaining from the Chatfield sideline. They didn't like the call that Orr was down on that play. Nevertheless, third down and about 3. Wyatt on the bootleg, rolling right. Wyatt looking for some running room now, and he is going to get knocked out of bounds. Looks like he was shy of the first down marker.
Here.
You'll have to see where they spot it. Good coverage by the Chargers. Coverage on the tight end of the wideouts as they rolled that way with Wyatt, and he didn't have anywhere to pass.
Well, with 4th and 2, last drive, Arvada West
Tossed to the left side and sealed off with the tackle Josh Jones, and see if they try that again.
Huey and Orr in the I formation for the Wildcats. Orr straight ahead, and he gets hit at the line of scrimmage, but I think second effort will net him the first down.
Yeah, it was a great second effort by Orr because he knew that he got knocked back by Joe Nida. And then it was Brian Wallace who showed up from his DB spot, but enough for the first down for A West.
Orr with 107 yards in the ball game, and Arvada West will just let the clock tick away for the third quarter. They don't need to run a play. They've got 8 seconds left in the third quarter, and Arvada West will be content to take the 28-9 lead to the opposite side of the field.
A West with an early touchdown in the third quarter, and Chatfield actually answered, missing the PAT with that touchdown toss by Ryan Bucher, which was towards the latter stages of the third. If you look at it, well, points-wise, almost an even third quarter, but Arvada West has had their way here today. And we'll see, John, if, like you guessed, if some of the second teamers are going to be in for the Wildcats. They'll just keep trying to pound it away.
Orr is still your tailback after he's fumbled once on this drive and then come close to fumbling a second time.
Wyatt's still QB, and Ranson's out here to the right, same old lineman.
First down play, Orr straight ahead running. He's going to be taken down after a gain of maybe 2. Brian Wallace in from the secondary to make the hit.
Yeah, some of the guys in the secondary from Chatfield look like they're just guessing. You know, they're guess and run, and they can now.
now you see Arvada West taking a little more time in the huddle, milking the clock a little bit.
Zach Huey comes in and Brandon Kyle bringing in the plays. Mike Orr departs.
Second down play, that's Huey in motion. Wyatt will pass. He wants to throw the screen pass, tosses it out. And Kyle takes the ball but gets hit about 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Brian Wallace brought the blitz, kind of forced Wyatt to throw that a little early and kind of forced that left side of AOS to break down on that screen so nobody could get out and get him any blocking. And Wyatt was able to come up with the completion, but there was nobody out there in front of him.
Wyatt actually threw it behind him,
Yeah.
so if he drops that ball, that's a live ball.
Brian Wallace is just taking chances now for Chatfield. He might get burned, but he's just been coming off of his edge on the right side.
Third down and 10. Wyatt with time, throws, Atchison can't come up with it, and so now Arvada West will be forced to punt with 10-13 left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think Chatfield's probably like, we should have used this tactic earlier. And they're just bringing the house.
Number 43, DiTero in punt formation.
Brian Wallace and Chris Jones will receive the punt. They'll stand at their own 30. This is going to be Jones who calls for the fair catch at the 34.
That was the quick call. That ball was about 10 feet from him when he threw his arm out on the pump by Joe DiTero.
At the 34-yard line. First and 10, Chatfield.
Well, let's see if Chatfield has something up their sleeve. They're hanging around here, and if you're Arvada West, you can't be happy with not being able to completely put the team away.
Yeah, Chatfield's got to at least feel better about themselves now. The defense is taking some chances, made some plays, and, but the offense really just hasn't been able to get anything going. There's
Fumble once again. They tried to give it off to the fullback, and Arvada West says they have the ball. And
yeah,
the officials say they do.
Well, the exchanges has just been real tough for Chatfield. Now their defense has to come right back out on the field.
Well, that's about 3 turnovers so far.
At least, you know. And there have been fumbles that they've been able to recover themselves.
Number 90, Morales.
It was Rob Morellas coming up with a fumble recovery for Arvada West. Morella is one of the top tacklers in the state.
Yeah.
The second tackler on this Arvada West team, and he's really the big force on that defensive line for the Wildcats.
I think he's 4th in the state coming into this game.
Wyatt with a long count on first down. He'll throw, goes over the middle, deflected off the hands of the intended receiver, Sims.
Every time Wyatt turns around, he sees number 9, David Deacon, coming his way, number 4, Brian Wallace, and everybody coming off the corner. I think Dave Logan is probably going to figure this out sooner or later. You know, these guys are going all or nothing now for Chatfield.
You know, the second half really has not been played with a lot of emotion. It seems like both teams are sort of slogging through this.
Not a lot of resume material here.
Yeah. Terra's in motion from right to left. Wyatt looking out in the left. Sims gets it intercepted. It goes off his hands. This is going to be intercepted by Wineland. Wineland's back the other way, and he'll get to the 47-yard line. Sims was just juggling it, and then Jeremy was able to catch the ball on the rebound.
You know, some guys come out of the backfield, they want to catch the ball to one side or the other. Which way do you want to look over your shoulder? And Sims kind of thought he had it, but he didn't. And Wineland was there and got popped by Orr on that return.
So pretty good field position.
And Jeremy Wineland's made some plays here today. He's There's been 3 or 4 handful of Chatfield Chargers that have stood out. And he's definitely one of them. And he's on the bench too. After I said getting popped by Mike Orr. I mean, he was returning that ball and kind of looked the wrong way, and Orr just nailed him.
So Chatfield with another opportunity.
Looks like they're in their passing formation.
Antonio and Sterling are the running backs. Bucher gets snowed under at the 36-yard line.
Pocket just collapsed, and Rob Miralaus was one of the guys that just bull rushed and got in on Bucher before he could even think about throwing the football.
First sack of the day for the Wildcats. They haven't had that much of an opportunity to rush the passer.
Second down and
Third
15.
quarter, and they've made Bucher pay for some of his
And the
passes.
first half, the Chargers threw the ball 3 times?
3 times. One of those was on one of the
on an option.
Reverse.
Yeah.
One of the running backs threw it. Sterling trying to find some running room, and this is going to be a face mask penalty.
Yeah, Eddie Reynolds. I think they're going to call a face mask on him, but he reached up and strung it out pretty well. Yep, they get the face mask.
Face mask. Arvada West.
That's the question. Is this a 5-yarder or a 15-yarder? I think this is going to go for 15. Eddie Reynolds caught Andrew Sterling.
Tries for the face mask. Arvada West. Penalty moves the ball to the
So that will move the ball up to the 47-yard line, so you'll have a second down from the 47, second and call it about 7 yards to go. So a much more manageable situation for Chatfield right now. Fumble again. And this time they snap to the running back, and David Deacon gets about 2 yards, and there's flags on the field.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of movement.
Call it against Chatfield this time.
Motion against the Chargers as they were back in their little running scrum. And this will step it back 5 yards.
Penalty moves the ball to the 42-yard line. Second down and 12.
8:33 left in the ball game. Chatfield wants to have any shot, which really doesn't seem that they do. But you've got to get in and out of the huddle a little bit faster. This is a good time to prepare for later in the season.
Another bad snap that David Deacon picked up. It was rolled back to him. And we got a personal foul, I think, against Chad Antonio, who just whacked Adam Campbell. And this is going to march it back even more.
Just a frustration foul.
Deacon.
Yeah,
Get away with the war of words, but you can't get physical.
and Antonio will come off the field, and he'll sit down and think about it. Now they're going to wave the flag off.
Disregard the penalty flag.
So, third down and about
Ball marked at
14.
the 40-yard line. Third down and 13.
Bucher talking to...
But they waved that flag off. It's almost as if they just kind of figured, well, Campbell must have antagonized him anyway.
Deacon is in a QB position right now for Chatfield. Well, Deacon's been all over the field. Here comes the blitz. Deacon under heavy pressure, and he's going to get stormed down. Deacon had no chance.
Yeah, West came flying right up the middle.
Arvada West by Number 8.
He brought Jaden McNeely up the middle.
McNeely brings down
And it looks like Jay Nolly's going to have to come in and kick this one away.
Well, so for Arvada West, I think you've got to be happy if you're the coaching staff, especially after last.
A little
week's
sloppy in
wins.
the second half, but that might be to expected human nature-wise. You don't like, have your quarterback get knocked around.
Ransom takes the punt, gets it at 35, and then gets spun back and goes all the way up to the
returned by number 4,
38-yard line.
Ransom.
And that's where the Wildcats will start.
Josh was lucky to get himself 3-4 yards after getting turned around. But, if A West maybe can put something together here and get it in the end zone again, take some clock up, that might make Dave Logan get a little bit more of a smile on his face.
Well, Wyatt's still in there as the quarterback. But there are some new players who will try to catch for you. Straight ahead running by Orr, he gets to the 40-yard line. Maybe a gain of 2.
Pretty big hit by David Deacon. He came up and just kind of looked at the bench and was happy about that stick.
Lucas Wathier is checked into the game as a wide receiver. Now he'll come out.
2nd down and 8.
Brown has checked into the game. He's a pretty big guy. And now Wyatt wants a timeout. 5:55 left in the ball game. A little confusion on the part of the Wildcats right there. They lead it still 28-9.
And it looked like Huey didn't know which side he wanted to line up on. He said he's pretty big. He's listed at 5'10" and 200. A man that leads the way out of the backfield.
It always gives your tailbacks a lot of confidence when you have a big guy who can block out the backfield.
Field almost all in shadows now.
This Chatfield defense has played pretty well today, Mike.
Yeah,
You can't
made
really
some plays,
blame the Chatfield defense.
considering the fact they've been on the field for most of the game as well, especially in the first half. First quarter, they must have been on for a good 10 minutes in the first quarter.
2nd down and 8 after the timeout. Wyatt, play action pass. Good block by Orr. Throwing to Huey out of the backfield. And once again, a case of the juggles by an A West receiver.
34. Huey is
Looked a lot like Matt Sims on that one. You're right. Good block, though, by Mike Orr in the backfield.
David Wyatt, after being 8 of 12 in the first half, he's only 1 of 7 in the second half. You can't blame it all on Wyatt because he's had
some drops,
very good passes,
some juggles. Ought to have about 4 more completions in the game.
Third down play for the Wildcats. This time it's split backs behind Wyatt. 2 receivers out to the right now. Ranson in motion from right to left. And whistles.
Another delay game, 3rd of the game for A West.
Delay game, Arvada West.
I talked about a couple things that coaches might want to talk about.
There's one of them.
Now it's getting ridiculous.
Yeah. The game has just turned sloppy here in the 4th quarter. Essentially over at halftime when it was 21-3. And then A West came out and put the first points on the board in the second half.
Call it 3rd and 13 from the 35. Wyatt will throw. Gets flushed up into the pocket and is going to get taken down for the sack Vinola in there to make the hit for the Chargers.
Chatfield by number 9, Deacon. Down quarterback
David
number 12,
Deacon,
Wyatt. That's the
Wyatt as well, and that means A. West is going to have
34-yard
to punt.
line.
Tell you, some of these Chargers defensive guys have just been teeing off though. They're down, they're just bringing it. Brian Wallace and David Deacon.
Brian Wallace, the sole guy back there for the Chargers, and Wallace will take it he won't take it, he'll let it go over his head, and this one is going to bounce inside the 5-yard line all the way down to the 4.
Punt is thrown dead at the
Nice punt by Jason DeTero.
4-yard line. It'll be first and 10, Chatfield.
By Joe DeTero, excuse me. He caught all of that one, and Wallace misjudged it.
Chatfield will start from its 4. Bucher back into the game at the quarterback.
Yeah, I saw Bucher on the sideline with his helmet on, so I figured he'd make another appearance.
Augustin back as the fullback. He had looked pretty tired, and Augustin gets the ball, and he carries a pile to about the 7-yard line. 3 yards in a cloud of dust isn't going to do it right now.
There's a pile of about 18 players over the right side.
Well, with the exception of the 53-yard run in the first half by Dave Deacon, the A West defense has limited Chatfield to less than 50 yards of total offense.
Wow.
Second down play for the Chargers. Bucher giving straight ahead, and once again, Augustin carrying some tacklers to the 10-yard line. Now 4 minutes left in the ballgame.
We'll see if Chatfield's going to throw the ball here. This would be the down to try that.
Third down, call it about a long 6. 3 receivers to the right in this formation. Bucher will throw, gets flushed out of the pocket, stops, throwing downfield, and this one is up for grabs, and it's not going to be caught. Gardner for Arvada West or Gunther, I should say, was the closest player to it.
Almost picked off by Gunther.
Pass by number 14.
Chris Attilio was the intended receiver. Again, Bucher was flushed out, and he underthrew it.
Arvada West by number 39, Tyus.
But they turned into those jump balls, which are kind of scary.
They're only sending one guy out on a lot of these patterns, and you've got 3 guys covering him.
22, Nolly, and punt formation.
Nolly will punt from his own end zone. A fair catch is called for by Atchison at the 37-yard line.
Looks like he took that one right off of the face mask, too.
Front taking on fair catch for
Maybe another chance for Arvada West to score, and I want to see if Wyatt is still in there.
I don't know what kind of coverage was downfield, but obviously you think fair catch because you know you're going to get good field position anyway. But I think Atchison catching that on the run could have had a full head of steam.
New quarterback into the game for Arvada West. And he's not on our roster. Straight ahead running this time. They give it to the fullback. And good running by Isaac Benoit.
The junior who took that handoff from the quarterback and got it almost with hardly any time to spare and just took off. See Joe DeTero, the punter, as the deep back here, and he'll get this pitch.
Terrell, good running off the left side. He gets inside the 20 down the sideline and gets pushed out at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, Brian Wallace came up to knock him out, but looks like he's got some speed.
Be first and 10. Arvada West.
So a lot of guys getting in the game right now for the Wildcats. With 2:37 left in the ball game. Arvada West trying to get that final score.
These are the kids who would love to punch one in, too.
Quarterback right now is under center at the 14. I believe his last name is Vase. And apologies to the family if we got that wrong.
Things collapse there, and Joe DeTero loses about 4 yards. Yeah, the quarterbacks we have listed on our roster after Dave Wyatt is Jason Brown and Nathan Fisher. And Fisher, I think, was the normal basic backup quarterback. I saw Fisher take some snaps, too, in warm-ups before the game started.
Second down play from the 17-yard line. Straight ahead running by DeTero. He gets to the 15.
By number 43, DeTero.
And you got to remember that Chatfield's first-team defense is still in with under 2 minutes to go in this game.
You know, these guys who don't get as much playing time for Arvada West would just love to punch in a score right here. DeTero again, this time running right. DeTero gets a good seam into the end zone. He goes touchdown.
Great block by Isaac Benoit, and then it was DeTero's running into the end zone. These guys are loving it. Yeah, that pitch worked. He had the ball and hit that seam, and Benoit opened it up with a good seal block. And then DeTero gets in for 6.
This time on for the extra point, Thomas Valenta. He kicked another extra point in the first half.
Yeah, he's the lefty.
Good snap, ball down, and Valenta topped it. Extra point, no good. And so you've got a minute and a half left in the ball game. It's 34-9 in favor of the Wildcats.
And that score is indeed indicative of how this game has been. It's been all A West from the opening kickoff, just about.
Meredith Miller. Red Sox, please.
Well, it was a fairly close game through the first quarter. Arvada West led 7-0 after 1, but they opened up a 21-3 lead after the first half of play. Both teams scored a touchdown in the third quarter, and after 3 quarters, it was 28-9 in favor of the Wildcats, and the run by DeTero right here makes it 34-9.
So A West will move to 3-1, and the Chargers will be 2-2.
A West with the first victory in conference play, and Chatfield will be 0-1 in the conference.
Arvada West.
A little pooch punt taken by an up back. Not bad running.
Kickoff return by number 30, Sterling.
It's Daryl Gallegos.
Daryl Gallegos.
As you said, one of the upbacks who grabbed it, got himself about 10 yards or so on that return.
Number 36, Gallegos.
So the sun's starting to set here at Jeffco Field. Breeze has picked up a little bit as we've entered into the evening.
See if Chatfield content with putting this one on the ground or whether they're going to go up with it. They're going to throw it. Bucher's got Sterling wide open. Oh, they can't bring it in. No. He was wide open in the middle of the field.
First time all game that someone's been that wide open.
Yeah.
The touchdown, they were wide open.
Jones was. A West with wholesale changes on defense too, as you see. Bo Gertz kind of calling out the signals for the D, the inside linebacker.
This time Bucher will go up under center. And this one is going to be intercepted. Going back the other way, it's going to be Everard. And he takes the ball all the way to inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. Keith Everard with the pick for the Wildcats.
The senior stepping in front of that Bucher pass and bringing it all the way down to the 20-yard line. Everard, I think, saw that one all the way. It was pretty much telegraphed and made no mistake about it. Got two hands on it and took off.
Bucher only 2 of 11 in tonight's game for 28 yards and the 1 interception.
And it looks like the Wildcats are going to take a few knees here and get out of here with a big win.
Just a couple more kneel downs and that should do it.
A few things to work on, but A West looks like they've bounced back from a game that they were, they'll tell you, fortunate to win last week.
It's like one more kneel down should just about do it. 30 seconds left on the board.
Dave Logan's Wildcats, as I said, get out of here 3-1. And with the exception of a little bit of some sloppy play in the second half when this game was out of hand after it was 28-3, and maybe a turnover or two, they got to be pretty happy about what went on here at Jeffco Stadium this afternoon.
That'll do it. Clock ticks off, 3 seconds left, and that's going to be the ball game. So Arvada West looks pretty impressive. And as you can see, the final score, Arvada West 34, Chatfield 9. That's going to do it from Jeffco Stadium. I'm Mark Stout and John Knopf saying so long. Once again, the final score, Arvada West 34, the Chatfield Chargers 9. We'll see you next time.